After around 2 or 3 years, I discovered that I cannot recover fast as fast like before.
Our hero product is our triple magnesium.
Yeah.
This product is for recovery, muscle recovery, cramps, and
The deep sleep is where the muscle recovery happens, and that's when you're going to wake up feeling better. So if you're taking the triple magnesium before bed and getting a better sleep and a better deep sleep in particular, you're going to feel fresher the next day, so those muscles are going to recover and you'll be able to keep training without getting injured.
Hello everyone, my name is Minh Anh and welcome to my special podcast today with two special guests. Jackie, the global sales director from Villa. Can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Firstly, Xin Chào Vietnam. It's lovely to be here and lovely to be here talking to you. I am head of global sales for Pillar Performance. We are an Australian brand that specializes in formulating products for you, for athletes, micronutrition products. So really happy to be in Vietnam and really happy to have this conversation here today and tell you more about what we do.
Yeah, thank you, Jackie. And we have Giám. He is the marketplace leader in Australia and New Zealand. He also the professional triathlete. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Giám and Xin Chào Vietnam. I look after Australia and New Zealand for performance, and then in my free time I'm also a professional triathlete.
And I could like to add some info about Giám. He's 8-time finished the Ironman 70.3 with the fastest by split 2 hours and 3 minutes. And he also do the Ironman under 9 hours. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time today. So we have a lot of questions today from Vietnamese audience, and I also translate already. So I look forward to hearing the response from Villa Performance representative. So and we will also discuss the content in this podcast today. So we begin with the first questions. Common micronutrients deficiency in athletes and how these negatively impact performance. So, Giám, please.
So if we are deficient in magnesium as one of the micronutrients, we'll find throughout the night we'll have restless legs and cramping and wake up a lot. So by taking our magnesium, we're going to have a better sleep at night. We're going to get more muscle recovery, allow us to train better the next day. Yep.
I mean, being deficient in anything that's really important for our bodies is always a bad thing. Because the demands of athletes is higher than non-athletes, they need to often supplement with, in this case, micronutrients, so vitamins and minerals that can replace all the things that they're putting out in their training.
Yeah. So it made me remember about one story of myself when I was first joining the running and or the swim while also. So for example, when after I finished my work at like 6 p.m. then I have a very quick dinner around 7 p.m. and then at 9 p.m. I start to do the running.
Wow.
15k for example. Yeah. And I finished nearly 11 p.m. and then you know what I ate after the running?
What?
Instant noodle and eggs. So there was like very simple carbs plus a little protein.
Yeah.
So you see, at that time I really lack of vitamin, mineral,
And the macros, and the recovery?
yes, for the recovery is not. But you know, at that time I was like young, so the recovery from myself is still good. I feel like okay, tomorrow I can do another workout, but it cannot be kept years for years. Yeah. So after around 2 or 3 years, I discovered that I cannot recover fast as fast like before.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So that's my story. So funny.
So now you need Pillar Performance Magnesium to
Sure.
help you recover better.
Yes, that's right.
Faster.
Because when I use the magnesium, it makes my sleeping score higher than before.
Well, especially for you and many athletes that train in the evening.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you train in the evening, you really turn on the body. You know, you're very alert, your body is, heart rate's very high. And sometimes because of that late training in the evening, sometimes you don't sleep that well. So something like a pillar triple magnesium, what it does is it calms the body and allows you to have more restfulness. And therefore you can sleep better. And sleep is the basic need for recovery.
Sure, because I also use my Garmin watch, and if my sleep score is high, so my another indication is training readiness is still high, following the sleeping score.
It's with micronutrition, the thing we always tell to athletes, it's about consistency. Every day you stay consistent if you want to train every day. And even the days you don't train, it's about this kind of product is all about consistency.
Yeah, sure. And that's true, because after I finished my nutritionist course on NASM, so I know that the important role of vitamin and mineral also, and the protein and the carbs and fat also, the macronutrients. So the next question is related to the macro and related to the another nutrition. So how it supports health and athletic performance, and we have some very typical mineral. We have magnesium, vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. So Charlie, please.
These are so we always say at Pillar Performance, it's food first, not food only for athletes. And to your point before, when you were younger, you would go training and you'd have some noodles and maybe a little bit of food, and that can be fine. That can be great. But as you start to try and it's about listening to your body. And if you're training for an event and you're a coach, so you understand, maybe you start training harder, and then maybe the noodles is not enough.
Yeah, sure.
Particularly if you want to be consistent day in and day. And at the end of the day, in our lives, we have family, we have school or work, we have training, we have relationships. So there's a lot going on. And so the demands are high. And so products like this can just basically help us stay healthy and help us stay in a good mood while we can do all these things in a busy life. Some of these minerals and vitamins that you listed are some of the ones that we produce products for, formulate for. Our hero product is our triple magnesium. This product is for recovery, muscle recovery, cramps, and sleep. And then we also have an ultra immune C. That's what we're drinking here. This one is to keep people healthy so they don't get sick. Because as I was saying before, if you've got busy lives and you're training, sometimes the body's immune system can go down, and then because there's a lot of stress and demand with the training and the life and everything. And so the vitamin C and the zinc and the vitamin D3 keeps our immune system high.
And on that we say skip sick, not sessions. So you can keep training every day. Don't miss any training sessions from being sick.
We find with a lot of athletes, you can do all this great training, and then you get to an event just before, and then you can get sick, and then all that training, all that hard work can just be wasted. So immunity is one of the real important parts of how micronutrition can help.
You, Sam, what is your point that while taking micronutrients is important for triathletes that are just starting out?
Triathletes who are just starting out are probably under a lot more stress on the body because they're not used to it. So optimising that sleep and recovery is going to really help with the deep sleep in particular on your watch when you look at it. So the deep sleep is where the muscle recovery happens, and that's when you're going to wake up feeling better. So if you're taking the triple magnesium before bed and getting a better sleep and a better deep sleep in particular, you're going to feel fresher the next day, so those muscles are going to recover and you'll be able to keep training without getting injured.
We back to my story. After I ate the instant noodle and eggs, after that I spent around 2 hours next, because I cannot sleep at that time because my body still get high after the training. So I was like late sleep, and then I wake up on the next morning was very
You're still tired.
Yes. So the sleeping is very important.
And in places like Southeast Asia, like Vietnam, where the weather is really hot, sometimes it's hard to train, you know, in the middle of the day. So you have to train either early in the morning or in the evening. And so especially for people who are training in the evening, something like that can really help calm them down, get their mind and their body ready for good sleep, quality sleep.
Yeah, and you Sam, with very the importance of sleep. How can you feel that if you have a good sleep, someday you have a bad sleep? What is the difference?
Well, if I have a bad sleep, I have to adjust my training the next day, so it becomes an easy day. So when you're trying to train 20-25 hours a week,
yeah,
you need to make sure that you're getting that really good sleep so that I can get up the next morning and go and hit the hills or run really fast and ride my bike really hard.
We talk a lot about the deficiency of vitamin in mineral and the quality of the sleep. So in the other case, if people intake assess the vitamin and mineral, what is the side effect?
If they take too much?
Yeah.
It depends. Look, with our products, we formulated according to popular sports science. So it means that our products are formulated for athletes. So it means we are a higher potency product. That means that athletes can know when they take a product, they don't need to take any more. It's already high potency because we are making it for an athlete. But the good thing about these ingredients and these minerals and vitamins is that if you do take too much, because they are, and I don't want to get too technical, but because a lot of them are, for instance, water soluble, the body will just dispel them.
Yeah.
In most cases.
Yeah.
Right? If you keep taking too high doses for a very long period of time, you know, you could reach complications. If you have an underlying medical condition, then we always recommend speak to your practitioner first. But with vitamins and minerals, generally you can just do it as prescribed on the product.
Yeah. So it means that for some vitamin like water soluble, like with vitamin B and C. So if we intake higher than our demand, for example, so it will be
it dispelled.
Yeah, it's dispelled.
Now, you know, there's it can depend on some various factors, how much training you're doing, because obviously the way it goes through that sort of liposomal process. Obviously, it's got to do with how much you sweat, how much comes out in your urine, how much you're drinking. So, you know, again, like with a vitamin C, for instance, I've been recently sick, and generally what I would do is I would take, I mean, you can take up to 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Our product only has 1,000, which is still very high, but you can take up to 2,000 milligrams in a day. And anything your body doesn't need, you'll just get rid of. But on a day-to-day basis, just for consistency, or just for making sure your immune system stays up, you can just take the recommended dose.
Yeah.
You know, in Vietnam, you can take quite a lot of vitamin D compared to Australia. So our product, what we do is whenever we can, we combine essential minerals and vitamins together to make the best product possible. So for instance, in our Ultra Immune C product, which is what in here for immunity, to make sure that athletes don't get sick, it includes vitamin C, zinc, and vitamin D3.
Yeah. So from my knowledge, and that everyone needs like a very balanced diet. So and if they are athlete, they are training a lot, so they need some more like supplement, and so that will keep them with a very balanced micro and macronutrient intake. Yeah. What is the difference between macro and micronutrients? Sam, please.
Yeah, so your macros are what you're going to take when you're exercising predominantly. So your carbohydrates, your protein, your electrolytes, everything you do during, they're your macros. And then your micros are essentially vitamins and minerals. And this is what we take on the fringes of our day. So all our products and micronutrition are taken either as you get up in the morning or just before you go to bed. And these are the things that are going to help you optimize the 1%ers so you can train better each day and go out and strive to get that Ironman PB.
Yeah. Many people in Vietnam, sometimes they cannot like define what is the role of gels, what is the role of electrolyte drink. So can you please explain to them?
So your gels are what you're going to take for carbohydrates during activity, and your electrolytes are going to replace predominantly sodium losses during it. So these things are not where our product and the micronutrition sits, but that's what you're going to do during the race. So depending on how much you sweat or how hard you're pushing your carbohydrates intake, and your sodium is going to need to be higher if you're going really hard and it's really hot. But ours is super simple. It's just one scoop, one serving on the fringes of your day. So one scoop of magnesium before you go to bed, and that's all you need, regardless of how hard you've trained, and it'll optimise your recovery.
And just to add to that, just to really dumb it down, carbohydrates are basically for energy.
Yeah.
And that's why athletes will use, carbohydrate, and sometimes it can be natural food, like rice. Rice is a carbohydrate, and sometimes you can use performance products like an energy gel or an energy drink, and that will give you carbohydrates, and that will give an athlete energy from the start line to the finish line, or in training. And protein, protein powder, that's for building, rebuilding our muscles. So that's something that we might have for recovery, to rebuild our muscles. Micronutrition can also help with recovery, and that kind of thing, and immunity. But it's the vitamins and minerals. It's not the macros. It's not the carbohydrates and proteins. It's the other stuff, the vitamins and minerals.
From based on your experience during your professional career, so we have talked a lot about vitamin and mineral, many kind of vitamin and minerals. So during the training, do we need to intake all of them, or just like electrolyte only?
We do need to intake both, because they're doing different roles.
Yeah.
So those macros are really going to help you during the performance, as we've said. So as Charlie mentioned, everything you're doing on the bike, those macros are crucial to doing your best then, and then the recovery aspect of it, and you boosting your immunity is where the macros come in. So you can do the hard stuff on the bike if you do the macros at start and end of your day.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, just like very simple explanation, like macronutrients, like fuel for the vehicle. Yeah, like if you need to fuel a lot of gas to go as far as you can.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the after training, we do the maintenance for the bike or for the vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we need to
fuel. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
So, Sam, you have sharing your experience that for intake the micronutrients. So, what is the best time for each micronutrients? For magnesium, for example, and vitamin D, vitamin C, and other micronutrients.
So, with regards to timing with micronutrition, that actually is a really good question, and it's a really important question. It can help depending on the time of day when you take these products. This product here, the triple magnesium, and we've got it in the natural berry flavor and the pineapple coconut flavor. These products are best taken in the evening.
Yeah.
Now you can take them any time of day, but we find because this product is designed to help people sleep better and get better recovery, that if you take it just before bed, you really maximize the benefit.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, this one is for the evening. The Ultra Immune C, you can really take it any time of day. In fact, and everyone's different. It doesn't really matter what time of day you take it. I like to sip it through the day, or maybe I have it in the morning. But you can also just as well take it in the evening. In fact, you can actually combine them, and then because if you think about a multivitamin, a lot of people use a multivitamin.
Yeah, so
that's a kind of what a multivitamin is. You've got some magnesium, you've got some vitamin C, some zinc and vitamin D, and maybe you've got some B's in there as well. But the difference with Pillar is that because we formulate at a very high potency level, we've separated them. That's why we have one product for sleep and recovery, and one product for your immune systems to make sure you don't get sick.
Yeah, sure. For vitamin C, it will improve the immune system.
Yeah.
And for about vitamin D, yes, of course, we are like outdoor athletes, so we can absorb a lot of vitamin D from the sun.
That's right.
Vitamin D is also really good for bone health. So when running a lot, you keep your bones nice and strong.
Yeah, and for running, stress fractures and things like that for runners to make sure you don't get injured there. It's great. So vitamin D is a really important one. It's great for immune system, but also really good for that bone health to help you absorb calcium.
Yeah, that's right. Because the calcium need the vitamin D to absorb in the body.
Yeah.
So what makes the pillar different from others, like other products?
Yeah, I think the thing to say about that is Pillar came along. The reason why we developed this brand was because we saw that there was a real gap in the market. Athletes were basically not being given products that were formulated for them. Traditionally, these types of products, micronutrition, they exist in pharmacy channels and grocery stores, and the formulations are really quite subpar in many cases. So the ingredients and the formulations, how much potency is inside them, just not developed for athletes. So that was what Pillar aimed to do. Was we wanted to come out with a range of products. We wanted to formulate our products specifically for athletic outcomes for sportsmen and sportswomen.
Yeah.
And we wanted to formulate according to the 4 key pillars of need states that athletes need to think about. And that's recovery, energy, immunity, and inflammation. And inflammation, you can think about that as just the body, the muscles and the joints not getting sore and inflamed.
Yeah, I see. Because we for many people, they first joining like running or swim, bike, run. It's the muscle and maybe get inflamed.
And sometimes the tendons and the
Yeah.
joints and ligaments,
Yeah.
the bones. There's so much going on. And these, the sport of triathlon and running, cycling, they're fantastic sports, but they do take a toll on the body when you're doing them every day. We love to do them, and so our whole mission was to create a range of products that allowed athletes to keep doing what they do every day and have a lot of fun doing it, and try and reduce the things that get them out of the sport, like injury and sickness, and also just being burnt out. And I always talk about this idea of life's more than just the sport you do. We all have busy lives. We've got family and relationships and work and school and sport. And so these kind of products can help us do all of those things with more energy, because you know what it's like when you do something for too long and you don't have, you're not recovering and you're not getting enough energy, or you're getting sick, or you're getting injured, then all of a sudden we're not happy.
Yeah, sure.
And it's really important to be happy while we do these things, and so they're fun.
So we talk about training a lot, and we talk about people have a lot of care or daily care, like a family relationship or in other activities. But for Giám, you are a pro triathlete and you spend around 24 to 26 hours to practice a week. So besides nutrition, can you please share another tips to help people recover quickly? Because for us, when we training for 1 Ironman 70.3 or 1 Ironman distance, we just only spend around 8 to 16 hours a week. So what's the difference?
Time management, I think, is the tough part, because I also work full time, as you mentioned earlier, looking after Australia.
You also have a full-time work at Kinh.
So yeah, very busy, but I think getting your food and diet right is crucial, and as we say, a balanced diet is key to recovery and energy and keeping the body fit and healthy, and then we can use the micros to top up what we're missing in our diet as well. So for me to balance all this, it's down to time management, and I love the sport. I'm sure, as you would know, being a coach and training, if you don't love it, it makes it very hard. So we love triathlon.
Yeah. From myself, when I have tried practice around 24 to 28 hours per week before, for several months, when I prepared for my double Ironman distance in Austria in 2022. So yeah, the time management is very important, because I spend around 2 to 3 hours per day to practice, and in the weekend,
all day.
Sure. When I training 13 hours in the weekend, like in the Saturday, for example, I start swimming at 7 a.m. Around 30 minutes. Then I do the cycling, indoor cycling for 12 hours, and then running for 45 hours, and I finish almost at 9 p.m.
Wow.
So you see, indoor practice for the whole day, so I didn't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
And that's a very
Very lonely.
yeah,
You have to love it.
yeah,
Except it's the same. It's
yeah, and
6 hours on the bike on a Saturday morning with an hour run.
crazy.
Swim in the afternoon.
Yeah, and I also like you do the nutrition intake right now and other things to make me recover faster is like stretching and some
Massage.
yeah, sure,
Massage, stretching, mobility,
yeah,
nutrition.
But at the end of the day, like the number one thing to start with, good sleep.
sure.
Good sleep, and then that's the base. Once you get good sleep, then you can add the other layers on top.
Yeah, that's right. Because when we have a good sleep, we can start a day very light, energized.
Correct. That's so important.
So thank you, Jackie, and thank you, Sam, for your time today. We have a lot of valuable time to discuss about nutrition sport.
No, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah.
We've really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So goodbye, everyone, and if you have any more questions, please feel free to send me, and I will answer you in the next podcast. Bye bye.
Vietnam.